Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Shari YouTube channel. We're here
Hi,
with
everybody.
nine. Got a good show for you tonight. We've got no videos,
Nothing.
no topics, no guests, just you, me, Sherry, and the viewers.
Yeah, just the readings.
Should be
Just,
fun.
yeah, just something different. It's just kind of
Yeah,
like it. I
yeah.
mean,
Well, it gives us a chance. Maybe we can get them alphabet messages in this time.
yeah, we
It's been.
haven't been able to do that for a long
I know
time.
we've gotten so many people that we'd rather focus in on the people that are actually here wanting the reading than on those alphabet messages. And it's just butted right up against our 7:30 cutoff.
Right.
And so we didn't really have any time for them. So how was your week? You were on vacation a little bit, weren't you?
Yeah, I was on vacation last week, a staycation. I didn't go anywhere.
Uh,
Very strange. I've never done that before.
really?
And of course, every day I planned something. So I felt like I was still on a schedule. I don't know. And then I kind of got exhausted. But one thing I did do that I can mark off my bucket list is I went to the movies by myself. And there was only one other people in the theater with me. And
Really?
yeah, so I was kind of scared. I don't know why,
Did they
but
sit right next to you?
no, when I go to the movies, I always sit at the very top. I don't like anybody behind me. I
Oh,
sit on the very top row, even though they're lounge chairs, and
yeah.
I don't know why I just do that. So, have you ever been to the movies by yourself?
I've gone by myself.
You
My
have?
wife and daughter and I go to the movies, but a lot of times they want to watch crappy movies. And
Yeah,
I
girly
like the
movies.
science fiction stuff. So they'll go to their movie and then I'll go by myself to mine.
Yeah,
Um, I enjoy it.
I love going to the movies. It was fun.
Wasn't?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
the week just disappeared, and then I was a little depressed come Sunday because I'm like, wow, I got to go back to work
really?
Monday.
Huh.
But I like structure. I have to have structure. I got to get up, and I do better that way. So,
Well, there you go.
yeah.
Well, all right. Why don't we go get to the message boards here,
All
the
righty.
chat room. Start off with Gary. Gary for Grace. What do you
All
have
right.
for him?
All right. Let's see. First thing that came up for Gary is they showed me glasses. Just symbolism doesn't mean you wear glasses, but your spirit guides are telling me that you're really starting to see things more clearly. And don't second guess yourself because they say combining with what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and just what you know. Spirit is saying that you're really getting spot on. You're right on the money. Let's see what we've got going on here too. Gosh, it's funny. They kind of showed me somebody knocking on your window. Again, these are guides coming in and really wanting to sit with you. Feels like, of course, Mother Mary comes in a lot for him. Um, but it's like Mother Mary, anytime you call, I just see them sitting right next to you, whether it be Mother Mary, Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, whoever it is, that a guide or even a loved one on the other side that you want to work with. It feels like they're telling me when you call on them, they sit right there next to you, and they're telling me that you can feel them. And you might even start, thank you, how they started out with the glasses. You might even start to see them. Doesn't mean you'll see them like a person. You could, but you might just see uh, a color or might see things move out of the corner of your eye. So that's what comes in for Gary. Again, they show me a
Okay.
beautiful rainbow around you too, Gary. So there is healing coming in, and you're not
Okay.
alone.
All right, Gary. Hope that helps you. Rusty Woodpecker. Welcome back.
Every time
Down
you
under.
say that, it makes me giggle. I just that's so funny. All
What do
right.
you have for him?
All right, let's see what we've got. Boy, I like this. Your spirit team says, buckle your seatbelt. They showed me a grasshopper. Old school.
Mm,
They started when I did this 20 years ago. When I see a grasshopper, they're saying, get ready because that is change coming up very quickly and it's good things are in store for you. It doesn't mean, oh, one thing in particular, Could be a lot of different little things, but it's going to be really exciting. They're telling me that, again, they say, buckle your seatbelt because you're in the driver's seat. So many times you might sit in the passenger seat on life and kind of let it take you where it wants to go. But they're saying you're in control now. You have the steering wheel and you also have your foot on the gas. So they said you can go as fast as what you want because, again, they show me this beautiful heart. Um, I don't know if you're in a relationship, but it feels like your heart is going to blossom, is what they call it.
Hmm.
Um, and just the feeling of love, the heart is pitter patting. Feels like when you first get into a relationship, it's all giddy, and that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Feels like the further that we go into the summer, the stronger that feeling is going to come through. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know if it feels like a mother energy coming in from the other side or a grandmother energy. I don't know if you have her wedding ring, um, but if you do, she's just either saying that you have her wedding ring and that you may give this to someone, or it could just symbolize that a connection, maybe a marriage or a really strong love connection coming in for you too, Rusty. So
Okay.
that's what comes in
Well, I
for.
hope that helps.
Yeah.
I just want to remind everybody that Sherry's giving these readings, they're general readings. She's not answering really any very specific questions. She wants spirit to tell her what you need to hear rather than you
Right.
ask the questions. So she does entertain the questions in the comment section. So after the show is over, go into the video, click on the comments, write your question if you have a specific question. She will get on there and reply to all of those comments. And you
Yeah.
usually do it tonight, right after the show, don't you?
Yeah, or the next day,
Most of
because
the time.
I know after the last show, we had several,
Yeah,
and
I
went in
noticed
there.
that.
And I do like that too, because when it's a specific question, these are what I call popcorn, like almost like rapid fire messages. This way I can spend a little bit more time with your spirit guides and ask specific questions after the show. So,
Right. Yeah. So you'll notice that when she's giving you readings, it's sometimes significantly longer than if you had a question and she just answered it. So
right.
they're a little bit more involved. We want to spend a little bit more time with you and the specific reading rather than try to answer everybody's questions. We'll do that after the show, but right now we're doing the general readings. And
Yeah.
we,
And one thing too is that I sometimes they'll instantly take me into their aura and I might see things or into their body or their chakras, see block. It just depends. It's all tailor made just for them tonight, wherever they're at. So,
all right. And so let's see how that works with mystical.
and
What do you have
again, we
for
need
them?
the first names.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned that. Like if I don't
Yeah.
know who I like a first name. I don't know
Right.
who Mystical is. Do you?
Well, I don't know. Can you do one now without?
All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. Irene's funny because she goes, "You may not know them, but we do." They show me a great big ball, and I'm getting the impression, like when people feel like they're behind the eight ball, which means, oh, they just can't get ahead. It would be like if you woke up late in the morning, and everything seems to go wrong. We're not saying that everything's going to go wrong for you, Mystical, but what we're saying is that it feels like that either now or in the near future you're going to feel like you're behind the eight ball, like you've got so much going on. Spirit is saying just slow down, take a breath, because not everything that you're working on has to be figured out just right yet. And they're saying make a list. Lists are very good for you. It helps free up your mind. And they say there's one thing in particular that Spirit would like for you to work on. And I'm asking them, what is it? Um, Feels like that it is in the arena of a job or where you might make money or where you might put your talents to help other people. But it feels like both of those are going to collide into the same arena, making money and helping people. Might even be on a spiritual endeavor, something like this. I don't know. But they're saying focus on things of this nature first, unless, of course, something major comes up, to pivot. But that's what they're working on, and stick with it, because it feels like we jump and we jump and then we jump and flip back and forth. They're saying kind of stick with one thing. And then if you have to pivot after you've tried everything that you can, then you can do so. But that's what Spirit is cautioning you about, is trying to bite off more than you can chew. Thank you. That's what they said.
Okay.
So,
And her name is Michaelia. Mahalia.
okay.
You have to remember that.
Yeah.
All right. You remember Kathy. That's
Hi,
easy enough.
Kathy.
What do you have for
Uh,
her?
all right. Let's see what we've got going on here. They're showing me cards, just a regular deck of cards, not tarot cards, not angel cards, just a regular deck. And it's like you're playing solitaire. And that's fun. You can entertain yourself, Spirit says, because you're like me, you kind of have a routine. You like routine. But then they're showing me the solitaire, and there's not another player. They're asking you to kind of get out and, of course, mix and mingle more. That's easier said than done. But maybe just one night a week. I don't know if you've already started on this, but Spirit is kind of showing me maybe like every Wednesday night you might join some sort of a group. This does feel like it's coming in for you. And force yourself to do it. Sometimes it's so much easier just to get off work, come home, put your jammies on, watch TV. But they're saying kind of force yourself. You can psych yourself up because, thank you, they just turned that you playing solitaire into playing like euchre. So they're just using like
Euchre.
symbolism or something, like where they just, there's more players. You're having fun and you're not by yourself. Well, okay, we can talk for her forever on this. One thing too, since we got the cards, and they said if you do find yourself alone, instead of playing solitaire, hold the card down, feel it, see if you can feel if it is red or black, and that kind of work on opening up your third eye and your intuition. Because that's always fun, and that will strengthen that, because Spirit says she would love to heighten her intuition more, and that's a way that you can do it.
Okay. Moving on to Sheila.
Okay, hi
Hello to
Sheila.
you.
All right, let's see what we've got going on here just a bit. Okay. I'm kind of scanning the aura, and I'm really getting kind of stuck right here in the head. Normally, if I see an aura that is up too high, then this is people maybe who aren't grounded. Or if I see an aura that's way out in front of them, then they're, too far into the future. This one kind of comes down like that. I don't think I've seen that. I'm asking Spirit, why is that? I don't know if you've been working on grounding a lot, but it feels like that you pulled your energy in really close to you, and you must really be working on a lot of grounding. They're talking about they'd love to see you breathe in and out of your heart chakra. That will open it. And they're just telling me that somehow with you, that this will kind of help balance out the aura and make it to where it's up above where we like to see it and down below where we like to see it. Because if you start and go in right into the middle is the heart chakra. And they're saying just breathe in and out, in and out. As you do that, focus on compassion or gratitude or something that makes you smile, because that will really open your heart. And they're saying when that heart chakra really gets open, then it feels like it will help to balance the other chakras and your aura. So that's kind of what comes in for Sheila. Not to say quit grounding yourself, but I don't know. Like I'm asking Spirit again. I've never seen that. But it does feel like you've probably been working on grounding. Thank you. And you might feel stuck. So they're saying that will help kind of get things rolling again for you.
All right. Move on to Vivian. Hello to you. Welcome
Hi,
back.
Vivian.
Would love a reading, please. Thank you.
All right. First thing that came up for Vivian, they showed me a spider. And when I see a spider, they've got 8 legs. And man, that you must have a lot going on right now. Thank you. And it's funny because on their little spider legs, they're showing me 2 of them. Their little, which would be their hands, I call them, or their fingertips, are lit up. I don't know if she's a healer, but man, you have a lot of wonderful healing modalities. You would be a wonderful Reiki master or hands on healer. Anything that you can do where you are helping others, you would be wonderful at it. Again, they are cautioning it does feel like you might be an empath. When you have jobs where you're really physically close to people, like a massage therapist or a hairstylist or even a nurse, boy, and if you're an empath, you can really, even a teacher, you can really soak up other people's energy. So, as a caution, you always have to clear that. I'm kind of scanning her aura. Um, she must do a wonderful job at clearing her aura because I just see a few little things in the aura, which people that don't clear it, I see a lot. So it's telling me that you must really work either on a lot of prayer or clearing your aura because it does look great. But they did show me a couple of spots in your back. And what they're saying is sometimes things can sneak in, and just because we don't feel it doesn't mean it's not there. So that's why it's always um, a good thing, I suppose, to always kind of clear it every day. Whether you feel something in your energetic field or not, clear it, fill it up with what you want, and then seal it. So,
Okay. Well, I hope that helped you, Vivian. Now we move to Beatrice.
okay.
Would love a reading.
Hi, Beatrice. First thing that comes up is my lips are starting to stick to my teeth. When that does that, it feels like diabetes. I'm no doctor. I'm not saying you have diabetes. But whenever that kind of comes up, it's always like, oh, let's focus on the diet, the sugar, not eating too much, and in the stomach as well. This could be a loved one on the other side that is coming through. I do feel like we've got somebody coming in here. Um, Feels like it's a lady. She's got stomach issues because the minute I got into your energy, my stomach feels funny. Feels really bloated and funny. It doesn't feel too well. I don't know if she had a lot of health issues. Feels like it is a family member. She's kind of stepping back. Feels like she's a little further than the mother. I am getting cold chills. She's giving you a hug. It could be a grandmother energy coming in for you. Um, she must have loved flowers. She's kind of just meandering around, like to be by herself, and you do too. She's telling me that you um, would be a wonderful medium to where you may already do it, where you see people who have crossed over. Um, this might really start to come online for you and spark. They showed me it's kind of sparking. Even if you do see spirit now, they're telling me it's going to amp up. If you don't see spirit and work with them, of course, it's going to be up to you. But they just keep showing me like a lighter. It keeps sparking. It's not lit yet, but they're saying they are there to help you. And this woman on the other side feels like she will come in and can help you as well. I could just talk to in Beatrice energy. They're just throwing me all over the place with her. They're taking me into her home. I'm seeing a lot of activity in the home as far as spirit goes, in a good way, not in a bad,
No
demon.
hauntings, huh?
Yeah, not like that. To me, it feels more like little tricksters or little angelic beings coming in. It's a wonderful, loving feeling that's coming in for you because Spirit is telling me that they're coming in to kind of lift you up because you might have gone through a rough time. And they just come in and hold you. Pay attention to how your body feels because your temperature will shift when your angels or loved ones are around with you, Beatrice.
Really?
So that's what comes in.
Does the temperature go up or go down?
It depends. Mine, sometimes I get cold chills, or sometimes I might get hot flashes. But they said with
Hmm.
her, pay attention to the temperature, and what they mean by that is each one might be something different.
Oh,
So she might work with Mother Mary, let's say, might come in. She always makes me kind of want to cry when her energy comes in a good way. Um, a lot of times, if they're giving you a hug, a loved one, you might get cold chills. So it just depends on each person. That's just how I get it. But they're saying for her to pay attention to her body, and it could be the cold chills too. And again, I know you've heard me say this. When Irene comes in, my shoulder, sometimes she'll go like that. It's always this side of my shoulder. So they're going to work with her body somehow, some way, if she chooses. We all have free will. If she doesn't want to, they won't. They won't.
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they can't invade our privacy.
Yeah. All right. Well, good
I
to
see where
know.
she just wrote, "I have cold chills today."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said she had diabetes. So that's why.
Oh, there you go.
I'm surprised I can see this board.
I am too.
This is so crazy. I'm just going to say this. Now, I know we had Colette on, the tapping lady. Remember how she said, "Oh, I healed my eyes," right? I didn't do tapping, but I did this like quantum jump meditation. And I kind of focused on, my eye because I can't see out of this eye. And all day when I was at work today, I kept thinking, gosh, I feel kind of dizzy, like blurry, like, you know? And I took my glasses off and I thought, oh, that felt better. And then I kind of covered this eye and I thought, I can almost see better out of this eye. Isn't that weird?
Really? That is weird.
And I mean, yeah. So I'm going to keep doing it. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, really. Hmm.
So,
All right. So, what do you have for Anna?
okay, let's see what we've got going on here for Anna. They show me her aura. It comes up. It's almost like her aura is in an hourglass shape around her. Really holds it in close towards your heart. Kind of. Sometimes we do that just because we don't want to get hurt, or are we? I'm asking Spirit why they said the fear of really getting out there and just giving everything you got in relationships. And this could just be friendships too. Sometimes, we hold back, don't want to say everything we know or really get into relationships because of the fear of being hurt. And I'm asking them, why is hers like that? And they're saying that there might be a relationship from the past that still needs to have a little bit of healing. Now, you might be in a relationship right now. They're not telling me that, but they're just saying there seems to be a relationship, and they're taking me back to teenage years. This could be like, they're kind of showing me 17 through 22 in that area. Whatever happened, there's something here where you kind of don't trust. And you're working on it. They said she's really giving it a good college try. She's working on opening her heart and trying everything good. It's almost like she's trying too hard. But they're
Hmm.
just saying, kind of go back through your timeline. If you think of any relationships, and these can be friendships too, where you didn't get closure, go back and re-examine. You can even set a chair in front of you, an empty chair, and you can sit in the other one and envision that person is in front of you and say what you wish you would have said, and kind of rehash it. And Irene and the guides say, rewrite your past, so to speak. And what they're dropping so many things in my head. I don't know if I've listened to a lot of things, but I heard this one, and I really do believe this from some podcast or something, where when we go back through our memory of things of our childhood, they say that half the things we remember aren't even true.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
and it makes sense because if I talk to somebody, even us kids growing up, we were all right there, but yet we all see things differently or remember it differently. Um, so, yeah, so that's what they're saying, kind of rewire your past. And one thing that comes up too, they show me a heart in front of her. almost like she's trying to grab this heart. Um, and she's like this close. So I don't know if she's in a relationship. If she is, then boy, it's really gonna solidify and get, really loving and a really tight relationship. If not, it is within your reach. We see where if you're not in a relationship within a year, you definitely will be. And we're not talking about just dating somebody casually. We're talking about a very significant relationship. So,
Well, let's hope she's not already married.
but even if she is, they said that that relationship will grow fonder, that they will grow closer together.
Oh, okay.
Marriage is like a job or even a long-term relationship. It's you got to work at it. And a lot of times, people will kind of drift a little bit apart and then they'll come back together. It's not always super and great. I mean, it could be, I guess, but for a majority of people, it isn't because we get caught up in life.
Yeah.
So even if she is in a relationship, they're saying that this would be the time really, bond. We just see that coming up for her.
Okay. All right. And I hope that helps. Hello,
Hi,
Debbie
Debbie
Castle.
Castle.
Hey, yay, alphabet messages.
Yep, she's
Well,
our
hey,
alphabet message cheerleader.
why don't we go ahead and do those now?
All right,
We're
but let
half,
me give Debbie a message first. Did she ask
okay.
for one?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, and then let's do that
All
alphabet. You
right.
want
All
to?
right.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. They're throwing me into her chakras. And of course, we have several, but they're just showing me the seven. I don't know what you've been doing, Debbie, uh, but I see each one of your chakras are huge. I mean, and that's nice, and they look like they're all the same size. I don't know if you've been working on clearing them out. If you have, keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, it's working. I'm asking them, is she grounded? Is it making her too flighty? And they're saying, no, they show me your feet on the floor. So we like the grounding. And before you do any kind of chakra work, do make sure that you ground. Um, Even being outside in nature. You can even do a lot of this clearing work. You don't have to be hunkered down in a lotus position. You could be out walking. You could be taking a walk around the block. You're outside, you can be grounded, and then you can focus on your chakras. That's funny. When I said walk around the block, my husband and I, we used to walk around our block. And when I would get to somebody's house, um, it's like I would almost know what's going on in that house. And if it was negative or something, I kind of send them light and stuff like that. And they're saying Debbie would be able to be really good at doing that.
Oh, wow.
So, so yeah. So again, whatever you're doing, Debbie, my heart is uh, kind of fluttering in. I'm no doctor, but I am getting in, still in Debbie's energy. I don't know if you drink a lot of caffeine, a lot of coffee, a lot of Cokes, any stimulants, anything like that, but it feels like the heart is really going fast. Um, so, and again, I'm no doctor, but if that is happening, of course, maybe cut back on some of the caffeine or stimulants is what they're saying. Um, and boy, we can just go on all day long here. They're also saying that if sometimes if you get little rashes where you're itching or things just come up with Debbie, again, I'm no doctor, but they're saying that this can be uh, things that are being put into the mouth. So start to monitor whether what you're drinking or eating. If you start to break out in a little rash, it's not going to be all over you, but that's your body's way of saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't like this. Let's cut it out." Um, so that's what comes up for Debbie. So
Okay.
I love
Good. I hope
Spirit
that
Man.
helps.
They just jump from one thing to the next,
They
and I
do,
tell you
man.
too, like when I get into people's energy, some people think that way. Like they don't finish a thought and then they're on to something else and then they're on to that. I will pick that up when I get in, and then I'll start bouncing around. Of course, I bounce around a lot anyway, but I'll do it even more um, if they're in there. Like if that's their thought process. Even I did a private reading yesterday, I can say this because I'm not going to mention the person, but I was in the energy of someone who was schizophrenic,
Mm.
and I could not get a direct answer. I would start to get something, and then I would almost switch. And it was funny because I just kind of get into, was it bipolar? I don't know, but whatever it was like I was feeling them, and that's how the messages will come through. And if somebody comes in from spirit and they're very calm, kind of brings it down and calms everything down, or they might have been busy, 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 and then it's like I want to talk as fast as I can because they know that their time is, limited, and they'll be trying to say everything all at once, and it'll just get jumbled up. So, kind
Mm.
of funny how energy works.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Alphabet messages. Before we do that, we'll get to shining love, light, truth after these messages. In the meantime, shining love, light, truth. I think her name is Charlotte, but
I think so.
if confirm that with us, if you would put your first name down in the comment in the chat
Yeah.
so we can make sure. But I think that's what her first name is. All right, let's get to alphabet messages. Okay,
All right. Okay.
a lot of new people. So I mean, a lot of people may not know what alphabet messages there are. So what's going to happen is Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to everybody that's in the chat right now, or anybody that's watching this in the future. It works either way. Some amazing reason it does. Everyone watching the show right now needs to pick a letter. All right, it's either going to be A, B, or C. Now, don't think about it. It's whatever immediately popped into your head. If you had to think about it, just even for a split second, it came from your mind. It didn't come from spirit. Spirit puts that letter in your mind instantaneously. So the very first thing that popped into your head, that is your letter. And now Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message based upon the letter that you selected. Sherry, are you
Right.
ready?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So what I do is before we go live on the show, I call in my guides and I say, okay, tell me what you want A, B, and C to be. So I write it down. So if you chose A, they're saying they're working with the color blue. And this is the throat chakra. And they're saying when this energy and this color, it will start to show up a lot in the next few weeks for you. When this does, it's going to be a reminder for you to speak up and not to bite your tongue. And they said, you know how to do it in a nice way. And this is coming in to let you have the courage to stand up for yourself. So, again, if you start to see the color blue more than normal in the next couple of weeks, this is spirit and your guides coming in to help kind of open up your throat chakra. All right. So now, if you chose B, this is the color green, and the energy of green is coming in for you, and that is the heart chakra. This energy and color will show up a lot this week, and when it does, it is reminding you to open up your heart and to have compassion for others, and to put yourself in their place and try to understand why it is that they say or do the things that they do. Sometimes that's hard. And it's so easy for us to maybe get into our own views of, it's this way or the highway. But they're saying they're going to open up your heart. And when you do that, and again, you will start to see the color green show up more, different shades of green, more so than normal in the next couple of weeks. And again, this is for you to help work on your compassion. And when you do that, then you will find that your heart can really open. And when it does, then a lot, it's a boomerang effect. A lot of loving energies will come right back to you. All right. So if you chose C, and they said this is going to be the energy and the color of purple, which is going to be the crown chakra. This energy and color will show up a lot in the next few weeks, reminding you that you're never alone, that you always have God and the angels listening to your prayers and your cries for help. This can even be your loved ones on the other side, too. All you have to do is think of them and they are there. Pay attention after you call on them and feel their presence. I think somebody I read earlier, we were talking about call in your guides and then sit in silence and feel the body. You, of course, could hear it, but they're just saying feel it too. So this is coming in when you see the color purple in all different shades, lavender, purple, violet, then that is a reminder to you that you are not alone. We're never alone. We always have helpers on the other side. We always have our guides. We always have the angels. But when you call on them, man, they just all come running. So if you are struggling with loneliness, don't be surprised if the color purple really stands out for you in the next couple of weeks. So those are the alphabet messages. And
Okay.
I see Debbie wrote something. Bob, what's your letter?
It was C. So I got the purple.
Okay.
And that's
So this is that you're never alone. The angels and all the helpers, your guides and everyone are listening to you. And
all right.
so
Good.
Debbie wrote something. Bob, what was your letter again? My letter was perfect. I never noticed blue. It's everywhere right now. So she must have had A.
Ah, really? Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we were right. Charlotte it is.
Okay.
First name. What do you have for
Amazing
her?
day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Charlotte, let's see what we've got going on here. First, what came up is they showed me her doing cartwheels, and I thought, oh, that's fun, kind of childlike. And Irene said, no, watch this. And her guides are like, no, watch this. Then she started doing back handsprings and back flips. So that is so much more fun than doing a cartwheel, because I used to do those as a kid. They say, don't be surprised if you really do your physical body, your energetic body, even your home feels like everything is uplifted. The energy feels like it is really just lifting. I don't know if you've been going through a rough time, because it does feel like they kind of show me little clouds kind of still hovering over you. Whenever I see clouds over somebody, it means there's kind of a heavy energy. They might be a little depressed. Things aren't going well. But they say this is going out and it's almost gone. Not only the physical body feels like it's going to feel much better, your emotional body, your mental body, you might not have that mental chatter. They showed me that commercial, the scrubbing bubbles, you know how sometimes our thoughts, man, they can just eat away at us. And they're saying this is calming down, and even your physical body is going to feel younger. And you might even get glimpses of yourself in the mirror and think, man, I look younger. Or people might say to you, wow, you look great. What have you been doing? So that's what comes up for Charlotte. And she says, when this happens, stay in that moment, stay in that time frame as long as you can, because it does sometimes when things go good for people, they're like, oh, they're waiting for the next shoe to drop, like, oh, something's going to happen because things are going too good. And they're saying you can ride this gravy train for a long time, because it feels like you have been stuck for quite some time too. Almost they call show me your hands in handcuffs, like in bondage or something, like you just felt stuck, like you couldn't move forward. You didn't know what it was that you were doing. You just couldn't move forward. And they said you kept trying and trying to pull it. And they said it's so easy now because now you just have a key in your hand. Oh, you just open it up and now you don't have handcuffs on. It's just like really going to be wonderful. As time goes on, we love. I'm asking Spirit, they're showing me the flowers, but it feels like it might be a little further past spring. You're probably getting into this point right now, but it is just going to continue and continue. Your team is saying for as long as you want to, they call it ride the gravy train. Isn't that funny? I don't know why
Right.
they call it that, but
Yeah. Okay, Charlotte, I hope that helps. Now let's move on to Christy. Christy, what do you have for her?
all right, let's see. One thing, the first thing that comes up for Christy is I feel when I look at her aura does kind of go out in front of her a bit, which tells me that she's worried about the future. When you're worried about the future, this is bringing in anxiety because I do feel anxiety. It's like she's a doer. It feels like there's so many things, almost I want to say a perfectionist, like got a lot of things on your plate and you're really good at multitasking, but it's as if you're burning the candle at both ends of the stick. You can only do this for so long, and then things are just going to start to fall apart. And you're going to know because it feels like your physical body has probably been trying to give you little nudges to kind of slow down. And it'll do that. And if you don't listen, I think we all know where we're going with this message. His spirit will see to it that you do slow down. And again, the physical body, but the mental body too. And what is this? They're showing me a rope, almost like you're trying to play tug of war. Um, I don't know if there's a lot of competition. A lot of times, competition will. In school, I was very competitive. You probably were too, Bobby. Like, oh, I had to be the
Yeah.
best at basketball, everything. That's kind of what they're saying, and sometimes that's what feels like Christy. It's like the she likes that competition, like she likes to be the best because she deserves to be the best in a lot of things that she does. I feel like I'm maybe in the work arena, but again, they're cautioning you to kind of slow down a little bit, try not to bite off more than you can chew, and you have to take care of your physical body. So this is what we see coming up for Christy in the very near future.
Okay.
So,
All right, Christy, I hope that helps you. Let's move on to Mark.
okay.
I've got a question here. Good time to remind people Sherry's doing general readings here. You'll notice these readings are a little bit longer because she gets into spirit and she talks about what spirit wants you to know, not necessarily questions you have for spirit. So they do take a little bit longer. If you have specific questions that you really need answered after the show is over, in the comments section, type down that question and Sherry will get to them either tonight or tomorrow.
Right.
She's pretty prompt about that. So,
Mhm.
as far as a general reading, Sherry, what do you have for Mark?
All right, let's see what we've got. First thing that comes up is they throw me into his thoughts and his what he's telling himself, what he's putting out to the universe. We've talked about this so many times, but it's always good to get a refresher course. Our thoughts really create our world, but it's not just the thoughts, it's the emotion that you put with it. Fear and love are very strong emotions. And if you're thinking of something and you're fearful of it, you got a target on your back because the universe is going to bring you all kinds of situations that match that vibration. So your spirit guides and your team is asking you to monitor your thoughts. If they're undesirable, if they make you anxious, if they make you fearful, depressed, then change them. And so that's what's coming up. What else is coming up? Um, yeah, because they're kind of showing me as you're walking, again, symbolism, you're walking, you're getting tripped up, but it's almost, they're telling me you've tied your shoes together. So a lot of times
Hmm.
if you get tripped up, It's kind of you booby trapping yourself, so to speak. So when you want something in life, when you go through something, they're saying, always in your mind, think of the best outcome. Whatever it is that you want, always think, what is the best thing that can happen? Or always think of the best outcome. So that is what comes up for Mark, is it's really about the thoughts and the energy, because it's all one.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you, in his energy, here we go, Irene. But they just show me like a whirlwind. Boy, his thoughts, man, it just goes, it's almost like a tornado, a twister, and his thoughts can really take him down a rabbit hole.
Mm,
And he can stay
yeah.
down there. We all go down
It
rabbit
happens.
holes. Not that you're broken. I jump down rabbit holes all the time. But I don't stay down there as long as I used to, because I know I'm the only one that can get me out of them.
Yeah.
So,
True. Just a few things. Tracy,
hi,
thank you.
Tracy.
Welcome. I don't know if you wanted a reading or not. Just in the comments, put the fact that you'd like a reading, and we'll do it. Good time to remind people to put that down there in the comments, because if you don't want a reading, if you just want to say hi, that's great. But we don't want to like invade your privacy or anything like that. So
Yeah.
if you do want a reading, go ahead and put that down in the
Yeah,
chat.
I'll put that down, Tracy, if that's what you'd like.
Yeah.
And I love that dynamic duo. She
Uh-huh.
must be talking
Yeah.
about us, Bobby.
I guess so. New subscriber, yoo-hoo.
Yay.
Uh, again, if you're looking for a reading, just go ahead and put that down there.
And your first name
And
too,
your
because
first name. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, okay. A question here, but do you have a general reading for Soldier?
Okay. And again, you can put that personal question after the show in the comments,
Right.
and I'll work with the guides on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. What is the first name? Does she?
Soldier. Soldier.
Okay. All right, Irene. Let's see what help her bring it in. Okay. Again, sometimes these messages will piggyback from each other. They're also talking about this person's her thoughts too. Um, and it feels, remember how we said a black cloud around people? This is kind of what we see. So she must be going through a rough time here with the sadness, the depression. Um, when you think of anyone, um, so, thank you. This sometimes I have to kind of say it because they'll use my memory. When I think of my children, um, I don't think, oh, I feel sorry for them. I always try to send them love. Because if you feel sorry for them, then it's almost like you're throwing that energy of pity out to them. Um, so that's what comes up is they're talking about is think of the fond memories. Think of things about our children, our family, our loved ones that we do love, especially if we're worried about them or if we're separated from them. Because the one thing that keeps everybody connected is energy and our thoughts. If we miss somebody, just think of them and they're there. So that's what comes up. There's something else here. They're showing me her with a white towel, kind of like I give up, like I give up, I'm throwing the white towel in. But we don't see you throwing the towel yet, which is good. Spirit wants me to tell you that call on them. Call on the Archangel Raphael. Wants to step up for you, master healer, sending a beautiful. Normally, he will send a rainbow around someone when when he is giving them healing. They filled this entire person's entire aura up with a rainbow. So they are just cocooning you in a lot of healing energy. And it's not only from the Archangel Raphael, it feels like the minute I said that, I can just see the room all around you fill up with angels. So you're not alone. Ask on them a thousand times a day if you have to. And they can help they just say comfort you because they take their hands like this and kind of hold you up. So that is what comes, the message that comes in for.
Okay. Well, I hope it helps. Next up, Lotus of Serendipity. Her name is Sharina.
Sharina. Okay.
Sharina.
Spirit comes in and they love your energy. So many people around you really love your energy. You're like a magnet. Because one thing that really comes through for you is that you're just you. And you don't put on a persona. You don't try to change your personality into what you think the other people will like. They just said the more that you are you, the more people that are going to be attracted to you. They also showed me you with the pen and paper in your hand. And you were writing and you were kind of smiling. I'm asking Spirit, I love music for you. They're showing me music. They said you would be a wonderful songwriter. And they just said that you're funny,
Hmm.
that people love your energy. So be you, dance to your own drum, and because you're never going to fit into a cookie cutter. You're never going to be able to follow other people because that's just not you. You're growing out of that. You might have been like that in the past. You're not like that anymore. And they show me your timeline further into the future that you are really going to just come right out of your shell and you are going to dance to your own drum and you don't care, what people think. You're going to have your own opinions, do whatever you want, pave your own path, they said. We see a lot of fun for you. We like water for you. Um, Anything to do with water, even if it is listening to rainfall. Very meditative for you. Um, Even taking salt baths or being in a swimming pool, anything that has to do with water for you will be beneficial. Feels like that we go through times where maybe not our entire life it's going to be water, water, but it's like right now in the energy that's coming in around you is that it will just help to, thank you, cleanse the aura. Just like tears cleanse the soul when you cry, being around the water, it cleanses everything, your aura, your spiritual body. So that's what comes in for her.
Serena. Okay. I hope that helps. Lorinda is here. Welcome back. Good to see you too.
Okay. Hi, Lorenda.
What do you have for her?
First thing that came up, I'm seeing somebody pulling her this way, pulling her that way, that way, that way, that way. It feels like people are pulling on your energy. I'm asking Spirit, is she giving them her energy? But it feels like they're just kind of pulling them. Even you're really good at putting yourself in other people's shoes, which tells me that you're an empath because people who can, you know, a lot of people can feel sorry for other people, but when you can feel how they feel, that's an empath. And this is what we see coming up for her is that really good at that. Work on clearing your aura because when I look at your aura, I am seeing a lot of other people's energy. Um, Sometimes in our aura, when I see things, it doesn't have to be other people's energy. It can be your own thoughts that don't serve you. And they're saying, watch your thoughts about you. Always make sure you're your best cheerleader. Because we see an eraser and we see you just going through and you're going to be clearing that aura field um, intentionally. Very good. They said you must either do it every day or you're going to, because they just show me you're just really working, working, working on that. You must do something where you're around a lot of people or something, because I'm seeing where this is a must, where you must clear. Well, we don't want to say you can do anything you want, but they're suggesting that you really work on clearing your aura every day and then fill it up with what you want and then seal it. Make sure you fill it up with love and peace and joy. Um, we do like when your mind is you know, when they show me, like me, when I'm driving in the car, that's when my mind will just start to wander. This is when you're really receptive to spirits. It would be like doing mundane things, you know, washing the dishes or making beds. That's where, you know, we just kind of, they say pay attention to what it is that you're thinking, because you're really going to start to get a lot of downloads from spirit in that way when you just allow. So, you know, so many people try and try and try, and then they don't get anything. It's when you just are open. You're like a straw. And that is when the mind is not working, when you're just on autopilot. And they said this is when she's going to get a lot of messages from spirit. So ask,
Wow.
and ask them in more detail. The more detail you ask, the more detail they will give you the answers. Somehow, some way. May not be
Yeah.
right then, but they'll work at trying to give you the answers.
Okay. And that's for Lorinda. Let's move on to Kalili.
Okay. I think I remember that name because I think you have
You-
trouble. I'm glad
I
you're
know.
trying to pronounce these because I'm not a good
A lot
pronouncer.
of L's.
Yeah.
Lil. You know.
I All right, let's see. Okay. One thing when I get in to this energy, your spirit team is asking you to take deep breaths. I almost felt like I couldn't catch my breath. And when we breathe, don't breathe, when we breathe shallow breaths, it kind of triggers to our mind that, oh, we're in the flight mode, you know, something's wrong. There's saying set a timer on your cell phone for every hour, even every half hour, and then take some deep breaths. Work on really taking in a deep breath through your nose, breathe it in, and then hold it, and then blow it out through your mouth. And they're saying that will help with a lot because I feel so much tension in the back and the neck. They said that's going to help with that. And it's like a meditation on wheels is what your team says. Again, we don't always have to hunker down in a, you know, in a quiet position. You can do walking meditations, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
What else? One thing too, we do like music. Music for this individual too. A lot of people like music. That can be, um, you know, that can be a way of grounding people too and connecting with joy. When you do something you love, raises your vibration. When you raise your vibration, then, you know, everything around you is raised. So that's what comes in.
All right. Let's move on to Carrie. Just it's mystical, just to let you know, if you want to drop that question in the comments section after the show, Sherry will answer you for that.
Okay.
But let's move to Carrie. What do you
Yeah.
have for her?
All right. Let's see what we got. I like this. I see this ever so often. You know, we talk about the chakras, and there's the seven, which most people, but I like this one, like right back in the back of where your neck, it kind of goes in. That to me is what I call the mouth of God. This is what I see really opening up for Carrie. And this is a connection. I call it like the hotline to the angels and to God and to Source. And this is really starting to come online for you. You might find to where you get a lot of headaches, or you might feel like, oh, I need, you know, I need my back or my neck massaged. This is what we feel is coming in. We also see it coming up into the ears, to where the ears, they might feel funny. You might feel a little discombobulated at points in time because it feels like it's the ear chakras, and that other chakra is really starting to come online for you. Um, your spirit team is asking you to journal. I know everybody says, oh, let's journal, but they're really talking about write down like, ooh, I've got a headache, my back hurts, and then see if shortly after that, if you don't start to get some really vivid, lucid dreams, or you just start overhearing the same conversation here, and you just start getting all of these synchronicities. because they're saying that it's really heightening. These are, and what this does is it's opening up your connection with spirit. So this is what we see coming in for Carrie.
Okay. Just wanted to let everybody know we passed the 7 o'clock mark. We will be going till 7:30. Really, that is our cutoff for tonight. We don't, hopefully we can get everybody in, but if we can't, there's always a comment section. You can put your question or request in the comment section. Oh, and by the way, click the like button too. That really helps.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Leora? What do you have for her?
Leora. Okay.
Leora.
All right. Let's see what we've got going on here just a bit. I'm going to scan, scan, and scan. Okay. One thing that comes up, it's funny too when I get into people. Some people, man, boom, I just write in, and some people kind of it takes me a minute. But with this individual, what comes up, they drop me down through the chakras, and of course they stop me at the throat chakra, and they said there might be someone where you kind of need to draw the line in the sand with, because it feels like somebody might be trying to take advantage of you and they just keep kind of pushing your buttons and you're like, okay, you know what, I'll give you one more chance. Or it just feels like they're saying, let's draw the line in the sand and keep it there. And use your voice. Don't assume that people know what you're thinking. So many times we get into trouble, a lot of us do, because we just assume people know what you're thinking, or we might assume that they meant something different with their words when they tell you something. And then that can cause friction too. So whenever you're in question, if somebody says something that doesn't sit well with you, then ask, oh, wait, what did you mean by that? Or something of that nature, instead of kind of stewing over it after a while. So they're saying that the time coming up for you, the next 2 or 3 months, is really going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to use your words and to express yourself. And you can talk slowly. Because I got to tell you, they're taking me back to when you were a little kid. Feels like 8 or 9 years old, where it feels like that you either thought that nobody listened to you, you were invisible, or kind of like us, Bobby, kids are to be seen and not heard. Something of this is coming up. And now they said the older you get, you're really going to come out of that shell and you're going to realize that your words are worthy of being heard just like everyone else's. So that's what comes up for that individual.
All
We got
right.
a lot of comments, don't we? I don't know how you keep up with it. I can't even read half of
I
it.
kind of lost my place here. I think I'm up to Ascending Universal Butterfly. I don't
I
have
love
a
it.
first name. We've got, the queue is so long. I don't want her to go to the end. Can you do
That's all right.
something with her now?
Okay, let's just get in here.
All right.
Okay, let's see what we've got. We do love butterflies for you.
Mm.
Um, okay, let's see what. Bring it back, bring it back. Okay. What comes up for this individual is I feel like that your aura feels like it kind of goes back a little bit. And this is maybe looking in the rearview mirror of something that, oh, I should have done this differently. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. What happens if I would have done this or that? Try not to beat yourself up, but there's a part of you that kind of needs clarity or closure somehow. And they just want me to tell you that whatever you have gone through in your life, even if it was not a good relationship, things of this nature, it doesn't mean it was a mistake. You wanted to experience that. And your spirit team says you're really good at understanding that now, so much to the fact that you literally could write a book. And they're saying you can help a lot of people with helping them to maneuver through obstacles and things of this nature, because they said you've gone through a lot of them and you have a deep understanding of how to help people. you might not even know it when you talk to people and when they come to you for advice or help, a lot of the words that come out of your mouth are from spirit. So they just said that you are really good at helping people, and that this is what makes your heart sing, because you have to feel, well, you don't have to, but you want to feel needed and loved. And the more people that come to you, uh, the better you feel. But again, okay, I'm going to try to, boy, her team's talking. Um, One-on-one is not getting it for you anymore. You want to help people on a bigger platform. So this is what we see coming up for you. Um, so I don't know if you're working on that, but that is what they say. One-on-one is not good enough anymore because
Okay.
well, a lot of helpers.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, somebody said she in the process of writing a book.
Oh, wow. Really? Now we go to Nico.
All right, let's see
Nico,
here.
Nico B, I think.
Okay, first thing that came up um, is that, how do we say this? They show me like people, I don't want to say people are fighting over you, but it's like um, there's, and this could be friendships, this could be lovers, but it feels like that people, let's say friends, for example, you may have somebody that's like, I want to be your best friend. And then another person might say, oh, I want to be your best friend. And they might, kind of bump heads. And it could be lovers too. So they just said, I hear the words, you can have your pick of the litter.
Hmm.
So, which tells me that you could pretty much be friends with anybody you want, because boy, your energy, really charismatic here. Um, and sometimes, people that really, and we love your energy, but sometimes when we get out there so far with our energy and we're very charismatic, then it's like where we're kind of sheltered and we don't want to people to pry into our personal life too deeply. So we might like to, always say, "Oh, Bobby, how's everything going with you?" Kind of throw the ball into other people's court. That's kind of what we see a little bit going on here. But we do see where there are a few select people that will be around you that you can really talk through your emotions, because it does feel like you have stuffed down a lot of things that are going to start to surface. And I kind of shake, rattle, and roll you a little bit. And that's all right, because it's more inner child work coming up for you. So that's what comes up for this individual.
Okay. Well, I hope that helps. Sophia, I know you have a specific question. Remember, after the show, put that in the comment section.
Hmm.
Sherry will address it then. But Sherry, what do her spirits have for her?
Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. Um, One thing, they're pulling me into the physical body. And it, a lot of times they'll show me, and I'm no doctor, but a lot of times they'll kind of show me like stuck energy. They are suggesting a lot of movement. So if you could do any type of yoga, stretching, moving, this would help tremendously, as even walking. But it's more so the bending, and we really like yoga because they're saying hold the poses, because it just feels like, our body's the last stop. And even trauma, it will get stuck in our body. And I think we've talked about it before. When you watch a scary movie, pay attention to your body. I'll be like this, and so that's kind of what I'm picking up in her body. There's a lot of energy that wants to be released. So a lot of yoga, swimming, anything that you can do that's physical activity is going to be very beneficial for you. They do show me, I don't know if you like to cook, but it feels like you're tasting soup, maybe cooking, maybe a little healthier, but cooking would be a really good thing for you. If you don't love to do it, you might find where you do start to love to cook.
Hmm.
And the healthier that you cook, the better you're going to like it. So that is what comes up.
Wow. Okay. Jackie, If you're new here, welcome to the show. I hope you become a subscriber and come
Yeah.
back often. She
Okay.
would like a reading.
All right. Boy, the first thing instantly, I kind of get a little headache right here in her energy. And it just feels like, boy, she might be a thinker. Um, Maybe even an overthinker. I tend to do that too. I plan something and then I come up with plan B, C, D, E, because Bobby knows me. I have attention
Mm.
deficit. But this is what we
Yes,
see coming
you do.
up. I know. Don't ever get me in a cereal aisle. I get so overwhelmed in the cereal aisle or something where I got a lot of choices. I
Really?
just get, overwhelmed.
That's
All right,
more
now I got
autistic than.
yeah. Okay. Now I lost track. Okay. All right. Bring it back, Irene. Irene's my joy guide, just so everybody knows. A lot of people don't know me. Okay. So now let's see. Oh, thank you. Here it comes. Her guides are coming through. Don't be surprised if um, people from the past might start to show up. Maybe somebody that you haven't seen in years. You might accidentally run into them, or you might think of them, and they call or something. But it feels like they keep saying a blast from the past. Maybe more than one. Almost feels like there's some sort of a reunion. So I don't know if she's going to go to some kind of a school reunion, something of this nature. But it feels like there's so many that come up that people might plan. Hey, let's get together. Let's do things. I don't know if you have a boat or if you ever go boating on the water. We do see her at some point, and it feels like it's pretty close, sometime within this summer, on a little boat. It's not a cruise, but we see her on a boat, and it's just fun. And feels like a lot of friends. Boy, you're going to start to mix and mingle with some friends or some people that will come in handy in the future.
Mm,
So that's what comes up for Jackie.
okay. Good luck with that. Let's go to Joyce. What do you
All
have for
right.
her?
Let's see what we've got. Boy, they just show me like dum dum dum, like thinking, thinking, thinking. Sometimes what your spirit team is telling me is when you get on something and it's kind of like you can't figure it out. It's kind of like just like beating a dead horse, that saying. And they're saying what would work best for you is just to get up and don't think about it. Try not to think about, because it feels like you're going to get stuck on something and you don't know what it is you're going to do. And when you get like that, they're saying just get up and walk away. It kind of reminds me when I'm doing my taxes. And if I get stuck on something, it would drive me nuts. But if I just get up and walk away from the computer, do something else, maybe come back another day or come back later, and then it's like, wow, it's right there. It's so easy. That's what we're seeing with
Yeah.
you. And they're saying that the solution is already there, on what it is that you're going to have this conundrum over. But they're saying the solution is already there, and your spirit guides want you to have the simplest and the easiest solution. And the way that you're thinking is not the simple or the easiest. That's why they're making it hard for you. So that's why they're saying kind of take a step back, let the cards fall where they may, put it out what it is that you want, and then you'll come back and things are going to kind of snowball easier for you. I'm kind of asking Spirit, what is this? This could be on a money making venture, is what they're talking about.
Really? Mm. Well, good luck with that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk to Morgan. What do the spirits have for her?
Okay, let's see what we got. Instantly, your spirit team says, boy, look at her smile. Very charismatic. I don't know if it's like they want you to smile more. A smile really helps uplifts other people's energy all around you. You, as with others, but with you too, they said you'd be a wonderful teacher. So I don't know if you like children or want to teach children, and it doesn't have teacher doesn't always have to be in school. You could teach anything, but they're saying something about the passion that you put into the work that you do. It really bleeds through every arena, and people know it. You know, if people are doing something and they're not really passionate about it, people can tell the energy isn't the same as with somebody who's doing what they love. So they're saying, if you ever come into a dilemma on what it is, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Ooh, this makes really good money. This not so much, but I really love it. Go with what you love the most, because we see that you are either in not a relationship. They said relationship too. So relationship and a job. Let's put both of them in the basket. And do what you love, and they show me you either do it right now or you will find it that really just lights your fire, and then man, the sky's the limit. So that is what, and she would be be good at owning her own business at
Really?
some point in time. Yes.
Hmm. All right. Let's move on to Aileen. What do
All
you have for
right,
Aileen?
let's see what we've got going on here. Boy, we love looking up at the stars for you. We love outside at nighttime. You would be a good astrologist or a numerologist. There's an analytical part of your mind where you need that, and that is not, that's more concrete. You know, where the stars are placed and numbers, they never change. And her mind loves stuff like that, just grabs a hold of it. Be a really good astrologer and work with the stars and the planets. Boy, we see you going through cleaning stuff out and getting rid of a lot of things that don't serve you. They kind of showed me opening up closets. You're like, this I don't want, that, and that's good. Less is more. Get rid of things. That way it can open up and new energy, new things can come in. One word of caution. Um, and this is on the physical level. When you do get rid of things in your home, if you do go buy things, especially if you get antiques, things at a yard sale, at a Goodwill, things of this nature, make sure you cleanse them with sage. Cleanse them because they can hold a lot of energy
Mm.
or undesirable energy too. So
Yeah. All right. So just so you know, Kalili, her name is Maria. So
okay,
remember that,
yeah,
Maria.
yeah. I don't even know what I just read the last reading. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that, Bobby,
Yeah.
because it's
Uh,
about time for me to start getting loopy. So we're gonna
yeah,
go
it
ahead.
is. About 10 more minutes, and we have
Hey,
to
10
close
more
it
minutes.
down
Like,
unless she gets a little crazy.
yeah.
Uh,
Mangled unicorn.
yeah.
Love it.
Um, as late as it is, I don't think we get the first name. Can you do something here?
Yes, I gotta tell you though. First thing, I love unicorns. Paranormal caught on camera. Anybody, if you haven't watched it, it's so awesome because there was a video where somebody had a unicorn on there. Just saying. Okay, so now let's get on here just a bit. Um, they're showing me little post-it notes. So I don't know if you, I'm staring right here at my door, and on my door I have all of these affirmations, things that I really want to manifest. I don't go through and read them every day, but my unconscious mind, subconscious mind will pick it up. That's what they're saying with you. Put little post-it notes around your house to where kind of builds up your self-esteem. Your spirit guides and your helpers are wanting to come in to build up your self-esteem because they said you don't you don't love yourself like they want you to. You don't love yourself enough. And nobody's going to like you any more than you like you. So, they're saying really work on you being the best person that you can be, regardless of what it is. Um, if if you need to lose weight, lose weight. If you want to pick up weight, pick up weight. I'd like to be taller. Pretty sure I'm not going to be able to make myself taller, so I have to just come to grips with being me. And that's what they're saying. Fall in love with the things about you that you don't like. And then you will notice that they won't, and we're talking about physical, that they won't bother you. So that's what comes up for mangled unicorn.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I
I love
like that.
these usernames.
Some of the usernames, pretty funny. Uh, Kristen Marie.
Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, one thing that comes up for her in spirit is saying, don't believe everything you hear. And this can be, gosh, my nose, it feels like I have a hair somewhere. Um, Thank you. Uh, Got sidetracked. Okay, come back. Don't believe everything that you hear. And this could even be on any podcast or thing of this nature, but it can also be like with your friends. And nothing worse than, think about it like this. If somebody's talking bad about somebody to you, not always, but chances are, they might be talking bad about you when you leave. So they're just saying, don't put fuel into the fire. So if somebody is talking bad about someone else, don't throw your 2 cents in. You can listen, but, and sometimes they're saying, take it with a grain of salt until you get to know that person or whatever. They're just saying this might come up more than in just the friends circle. This could be maybe at work. This could be things that you, again, watch on TV that they say are documentaries or something. They're just saying use your gut feeling. If it feels right to you, then it is. And if it's not, then just, let it go. So that's what comes up for Kristen.
Okay. All right, we have time for two more. Let's go with Vic and then Angel, and then
Okay.
we'll call it a show. Start out with Vic. What do you
Oh,
got for him?
let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, boy, Spirit will show me cords. And cords are like relationships or attachments with other people. Sometimes it can be a love relationship. It could be family members. These can be, I just see all these cords coming out. And some of these cords turn into like a whip and boom, it just goes around and just like the rope just kind of almost, you know, what is, you know what I'm talking about, Bobby? I'm at a loss for words. Uh, the rope just kind of goes around them. So it just feels like you're being pulled in so many different directions. And what Spirit is saying is kind of stay in your own corner. Kind of like the last reading a little bit. I like the way they kind of
Yeah.
piggyback. But they're just saying try not to get too involved because there might be a lot of drama. I just see so much activity going on around you, and you're just standing there looking around at people, observing them, thinking, what is going on? But that's okay. They just say this too shall pass. You're going to find that's going to happen a lot where people are going to try to pull you into their arena, pull you into their drama. And then we just see you kind of standing there. It's almost like in the tornado, in the middle of a tornado, you're in the eye of the storm. We see you just standing there, like where you're just able to observe people. And then the more that you do that, the more that you will start to understand them. And then you will kind of know why they act or say the way they do. And then it won't ruffle your feathers as much when you can have a deeper understanding for all of this chaos, they said.
Okay, well, I hope that helps, Vic. And now our final read of the night.
Okay.
Angel,
All right.
just in time, Angel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Morse code. That is what it comes up. That is so funny. Remember how Dad would go do 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 with that thing? That's
Yeah.
what I'm seeing for her is Morse code. But what this is, these are our messages that are coming in from your loved ones on the other side. And literally, you might hear like little knocks and things like almost like Spirit is trying to give you Morse code.
Yeah.
which is cool. You know, I can't even tell you how many times I wake up in the middle of the night and I hear knocks all the time. Do you, Bobby, in your
No.
house? You don't?
No.
Huh. I
Sorry.
should almost learn Morse code because it's probably for me. But that's
Yeah.
what they're saying. We see almost like spirit is knocking, knocking, knocking on your door. The more open that you are to them, the more that they will come in. They love to work with us. Your guides love to work with you. And huh, I want to it's like your spirit team said they want to show you a new trick, but they're kind of talking about more like with spiritual gifts. So you don't have to be a cookie cutter. I'm asking them what is it because it doesn't feel like anything that I'm familiar with. So I love how spirit. Thank you. One thing I'll never forget this when I was going through school 20 years ago, and there was a lady who had bubble wrap and she would give messages like pop the bubble. You know how people will read tea leaves, they'll read cards. She was doing bubble wrap. I'm like, I'd never seen that or heard of that in my life, but it
Yeah.
worked for her. But that's kind of what we're picking up with this individual, with Angel, is they're saying your spirit guides have a new, and they keep wanting to call it a trick, but a way, if you so choose, to connect with spirit, because we do feel like you're very intuitive. That this can, they're going to bring you a new gift, is what they're saying.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I hope that helps for you, Angel. And with that, I think we're going to end the show. We're
Okay.
at 7:30. We got a tight cutoff here at 7:30. If we missed you, apologies for that. After the show's over, go into the comments section, submit your request, click the like button as well, and Sherry will get you an answer or a reading as soon as possible.
Yeah.
For everybody else, thanks for tuning in for today's show. Thanks to everyone who shared their reading with everybody else in the group. Hope you
Yeah.
liked them. As always, if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss in next week's show, we can do that. If you'd like to book your own private reading with Sherry, go to psychicshari.com. Click on the schedule now button. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel again. I know I keep harping on that, but the YouTube algorithm uses
Yeah.
those two things to score the video to determine whether it should distribute it to a lot more people or not. So those comments, those likes really help to do that. So, and subscribe to the channel too. Click that little bell button too, because whenever we have new shows or new videos, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah. And I tell you, can I say something too? I know that this board, and I can't see half of it, but where the comments are out. I hope that Bobby didn't miss anybody. If he did, it's not on purpose because I mean that they were just coming in very quickly. So I know that has to be hard to kind of.
Yeah, I think I got most people. I might have missed one, but I think I got everybody.
Yeah, and
So,
again, you can put anything. You can just get a vague read underneath, or a personalized one too.
yeah. So, with that, we'll close it down and we will talk to you all again next Wednesday, 6
All
o'clock
right.
Eastern.
Okay. Bye,
See
everybody.
you then.